Welcome to Give Me a Break. I'm Jonathan Carmody. When I want to go to school, I want to make sure that I go to school safely on a school bus. I don't want to see any BS happening that's going to get people into a bunch of trouble, which includes disruption on the bus, cell phones, loud noise, and especially fights that are happening. In Baltimore County, the question is, who's accountable after a student brawl that happened here at Baltimore County? Well, here's Chris Papps.
In your opinion, do you think the leadership at Dunbarton Middle School failed?
In this instance, yes.
Angel Lewis has spent nearly 25 years in public education, including as a principal in Baltimore City.
Now, parents are having to deal with issues that could have otherwise been avoided.
What could have been avoided, according to Lewis, was this April 20th fight, recorded at a bus stop on York Road in Towson. The video, first posted online by the law firm Turnbull Brockmeyer, went viral, where a group of students from Dunbarton can be seen attacking another student. 5 students have now been charged with second-degree assault.
It's very disheartening to see that students are now charged.
Since the brawl, Fox 45 has obtained multiple emails from multiple parents, alerting Dumbarton Assistant Principal Amy Beal and Principal Amanda Shanks of serious threats to student safety. And these emails, Lewis believes, should have led school officials to take immediate and swift action to protect students.
The lives of children have really been ruined. Academics can't be addressed until safety is first addressed. I would say, as a former principal, that is the first priority.
This wasn't out of nowhere. This was something that escalated over time.
Starting in November 2025, Patrick Miller began writing school officials about the violence. He says his daughter rides the same bus as the students in the bus stop fight. Miller even sent school leaders this fight video recorded on the bus in the fall. Months ago, Miller wrote in an email to school officials, "This bus must be brought under control before someone is seriously injured."
Those are very, very strong words that should not be taken lightly.
Project Baltimore also obtained emails from the mother of the alleged victim of the bus stop attack. Fox 45 is concealing her identity. This email was sent by the mother days before the April 20th fight, where she considers filing a police report after she says her daughter was confronted and threatened by a group of students in a bathroom. The same students, we're told, that attacked her at the bus stop.
Your first operation should be to report it.
Lewis says, has she received these emails as a principal, her first call would have been to the police in case the violence spilled out into the community.
Then the local police department are obligated to step in, and it becomes a different matter. And this is exactly what happened in this case.
Lewis's next call, she says,
Yes.
would have been to her district supervisor to try to resolve the violence before it escalates. Project Baltimore emailed Baltimore County Public Schools asking, did Dumbarton administrators inform police and district supervisors prior to the April 20th fight that parents were concerned that student safety was at risk? We received this reply, which did not directly answer our question. BCPS explained it works closely with the Baltimore County Police Department, adding, while this incident occurred in the community, Dumbarton Middle School administrators took action in alignment with system policy and reinforced expectations for all students and families. But if Dumbarton administrators followed district policy and it did not prevent the violence, did the policy fail? And should it be revisited?
There isn't a assumption of no responsibility here for both the administrators, the school, and the district. There's not a way to relieve them of duties in this manner.
As far as the fight itself, even though it happened at a bus stop and not on school property, Lewis says school administrators could still be responsible. Because according to the emails that we obtained, it appears the violence initiated in the school and on the school bus that the students continue to ride. We'll keep you posted with updates as they become available. I'm Chris Pabst, and this is Project Baltimore.
And here's the thing. I'm going to start telling you this straight up. You know, like I said before, like I said at the beginning, I want to go to school to be safe. I don't want to see any fights happening. But when I see fights happening, it's just like, oh dear. But these days, people can just film on their cell phones. And even then, you know, crap can't happen unless someone takes a step in and says, enough is enough. It doesn't make any sense. Only in Baltimore County it doesn't make sense. That's why I don't have school choice, because nobody cares about it. All they care about is just going back. They just don't care about competition. All they do is just dump their nose in the sand and just create all these scandals that are happening. Gee, wouldn't the ones only be the ones to be held accountable? Yes, all 5 of them were charged for assault. All 5 of the juveniles. So, we'll let you know what happens on a future episode. We'll keep looking into this, and on a future broadcast, we'll let you know what happens. Coming up, our Game Break Classics. And referring to the fights, Rob has read about school fights, along with our Game Break Classic, all about homework. So please stay with us. With the fight that happened in Baltimore County, we're turning now to our Give Me a Break Classics. One of our classics has to be what we talked about. We have been talking about school fights from the very beginning of our broadcast since the very first season of our show. And since the very beginning, 9 years ago, we talked about, it was the very first season of our broadcast, we focused in on school fights. And so we visited our Game Break Classic from 9 years ago. We're going to show you Rob's rant all about school fights. Take a look.
What's up, you wild pancakes? A huge requested rant, which is actually one of my old school rants I was planning on redoing anyway. High school fights. Because high school, I love high school. Boy, what a shit time for almost everybody. Now you log on to Facebook and you see it everywhere. You see those vertical fight videos everywhere, like watch innocent teen get beat up in school lunch cafeteria. Very small teen beats up huge bully. Sometimes it's like, I get it, but remember when you were in high school and you heard about these things? The drama is the worst. So I heard because Derek, slept with Samantha that, Tom found out, and Tom, it's always, stupid gossip and everybody has the story wrong. I heard that he made fun of his sister who has Tourette's, and that's why he punched him first. Well, I heard he got sucker punched because of some Call of Duty argument, and you're sitting in class waiting for the stupid teacher to start like this. You got that dumb-ass girl who has no clue what's going on with the conversation that always has to butt in. There's 2 people gossiping here, and she goes, wait, what? What happened? Wait, what happened? And every time a fight breaks out outside in school or after school, it's always a huge crowd. A huge crowd of people have to gather around. My school, it never actually really happened while I was there. But if anything happened that drew that much attention, I was the one who just fucking called everybody an idiot as I walked around. I don't have time for that shit. That's the most important thing going on in my life, for me to stand there for 15 minutes and see what drama is happening. I want to go home and sleep, take a nap, or eat some food. And there's always someone who has to film it with their cell phone. That's why you see those vertical videos. And The one thing I fucking hate now is the people who taunt, like, you know, it's like some bully or it's like some other kid, and it's always the same shit with the whole, oh, hit him, Derek! So there's some douchebag named Derek, right? No offense to y'all named Derek, but hit him, Derek! Damn! Hey, swing, Derek! Swing! World star! World star! You know, it's my 5 minutes of fame if this video blows up on Facebook, but that's why I want to have it. Oh, swing! And it's the same thing that goes for girls when girls fight, except it's more like...
It's hair pulling.
Don't forget all the yelling in the background. Oh! It's usually always the lamest thing because no one in those videos actually know how to fight. Maybe you'll have that one kid who like takes off his shirt and is like trying to act all tough, but then as soon as like he engages the guy, he swings like this. It's always like drama that starts on Facebook then ends in a school fight. You would think people with a normal IQ wouldn't waste their time on that kind of bullshit because they usually get suspended for like 2 to 3 days. Then they have the nerve to come back in class and act like they're bragging about it, you know, like, did you see that fight I got in? Yeah, that's why that's why I got suspended. And the story's always exaggerated, right? Some girl like pulls the hair of another girl, she gets like a little kick in or something like that, then the fight stopped. The rumors spread around like 30 different ways. Then when that expelled fighting girl comes back in class, she goes, I actually like broke her jaw. Her jaw was like this, okay. I fucked that bitch up. Shut the fuck up. You're a stupid high school teen. When you get older and when you get into the real world, you'll realize that you wasted your time, breath, and energy on useless shit. Then you'll realize, fuck, I'm pretty stupid.
People can be really stupid. It's like this. You shouldn't be fighting anyway. If you got a problem with fights, go talk to an adult about it. It ain't that simple. I mean, if they start drama, you unplug from it. I mean, you just drop it, you unplug it, it just goes away. That's the number one thing you gotta do. You gotta unplug. If you don't like what they're saying, just unplug. It's just that simple. Alright. Another thing, going back to another Game Boy Classic when we return. This time it's all about the dread of homework. The whole dread of homework. Sorry about the thunder. That story coming up. Stay with us. Tonight, looking back at our Game Boy Classics throughout all of our 9 years, as we're approaching 10 years next year. Because next year is going to be our 10th season, and prior to this, we're looking back at some of our issues that we've focused on throughout these 10 years, as well as revisiting some other issues that we've talked about and possibly revisiting some stories. There's 2 versions of this homework video, so here's the first version from Bloodbits. So let's take a look at this one. The 7 reasons why homework sucks. It's the same video, but you get the picture. Take a look.
Number 1, some teachers in classrooms assign overwhelming amounts of homework. Meaning, if you did every single homework assignment, you'd have at least a C in the class, a passing grade. But most people copy homework, finish it fast so they don't have to do it later, don't retain the information, and pass the class without learning shit. Number 2, some teachers assign homeworks that are worth like 2 points for 10 questions. The entire classroom semester is like 5,000 points because there's 100-point projects and 200-point quizzes and exams. And the fucking homework is worth like 5 points. And sometimes they're like written paragraph answers that take an hour to do. Skip it. Use that hour to study or something else because it's not worth it. Number 3, teachers assign a shit ton of homework where all it is copying down. Let's just say they're math problems. 5 5 plus 5 equals 10. Addition, subtraction. I get maybe like 5 or 10 where you get on a roll and you start learning, oh, like I actually figured it out. Like this is how you do it. Okay, I'm getting better, I'm getting good, and this is it. They go overboard. They assign fucking 100 of the same problems. Because then after like problem 20, it's just like repetitive bullshit. Now I'm sitting here tired, literally from writing. My hand is cramping, Mrs. Puffs, make it stop. And it's literally repetition to the point where it's a waste of time. If I know how to do it by problem 20, I know how to do it by problem 100. So those packets are a giant fucking waste of time. Number 4, some teachers are bad teaching in classrooms as it is. There are some fantastic teachers who have made a giant impact on my life that I'm so grateful for. But then there are some that's like, where did you get your teaching degree? A cereal box? The classroom's out of control with people asking stupid questions. Wait, so like the United States has like multiple like states, filled with like dumbass people. Is this gonna be on the test? But then when the teachers assign you homework in that class, nothing from the homework you see on the test. I had a class the other day where I had to do 550 vocab cards within a span of like 3 weeks. I'd rather have jerked off an elephant. Which none of the words, even as I studied through them, none of the words appear on the test. What was the point? I'm a verbal learner. I like the environment and the information given to me, spoken, all of those interactions in the classroom. I don't retain information by copying things down. So if I'm doing fucking vocab cards and I'm looking on the screen and copying it down, I'm just next. I'm retaining nothing. I just want to get it fucking done as fast as I can. Number 5, some teachers assign you things where you clearly it just hits you after, doing it and turning it in. Wow, that assignment almost had no relevance to the class. Say it's like some government class and you do current events and, things that matter. And then there'll be one assignment that's like fucking totally irrelevant. Analyze what types of dreams your baby sister has and compare them to the problems of the world today. I have to spend 5 days in a fucking group to get this done. When absolutely there is nothing, not even different aspects of it, nothing that pertains to the class and all the tests I took after that assignment. Why give me material to review when it's not going to be on the test? And the worst part about tests, including homework, some things on the homework are never on the test, so you're better off paying attention in class more or reading the book. Critical thinking tests, where nothing is relevant. It's all totally what you can connect the dots with. The number one thing I hate about those kinds of tests is when you ask a teacher a question because you're stumbled between like 2 or 3 answers. And you explain, well, this one makes sense in this case scenario, and that one makes sense in that case scenario. Both answers could be right. And I got this before. Yeah, you're right, but one of them's a little bit more correct than the other. Also, ever heard of example questions and answers on the internet? Example essays? It's not plagiarism, it's influence. Last but not least, I hate far-fetched homework, where it'll be like 100-point if you want to do it assignment to raise your grade. Oh, take a trip with your family to the Grand Canyon, stand by the edge and roll a boulder down the entire cliffside, and measure its velocity and see when the sun comes up, if it's on the east or west on the Tuesday night at 3 o'clock. You're gonna want some like bullshit thing like that. Do you think half of the class actually does it? They just bullshit it, like write down like what would have happened using little scientific formulas or something like that, and you're set. No one actually goes out of their way that much to do something like that. And what's the deal with teachers saying in-class homework? There's no such thing as in-class homework. It's called classwork. Meaning it's a way of saying, you guys don't have homework today, but I'm not gonna, let it off that easy. I'm just gonna say you guys can do your homework in class. Evaluate your points, evaluate the amount of homework, evaluate the type and what it can be used for. Because honestly, most of the time, homework sucks. Through middle school, high school, college. Sometimes your teacher is great, sometimes you look at the homework and be like, this class is the best. Barely get assigned homework, but it's still like very good homework, actually something I'd want to do, like to kind of prepare myself and shit. That's great. The rest of the time, fucking cat poop salad. Thanks guys so much.
Alright, here's a second version of this one.
So I might as well not. Number 1, some teachers assign way too much homework. That's like 90% of the class. Like, what's the point of the test if I can get a freaking D on the test?
a shit grade on the essay, but the homework's worth like 500 points out of 600. Those classes, I guess, are easy. It's like, you know, do the homework and you'll pretty much pass the class, but really, it's more tiring than anything. Number 2, teachers who assign a crap ton of homework, but they're only worth like 10 points at the end of the day. Like when you look at the total points in the class or whatever, all the homework adds up to like 5%. Honestly, don't do it. It's not worth it. Use that time to study, use that time to finish other shit in class, because a lot of times it's a ridiculous amount of homework and you're slaving yourself for pretty much nothing. And some of them are like a 4-page assignment, but it's only worth 5 points? Yeah, screw it. Number 3, and I hate these kind of assignments because these homework assignments, it's all repetition. Like the teacher will give you a packet or a homework assignment, whatever. Let's just say, for example, it's math problems, 5 times 5, or you're learning a new formula, whatever it is. It's like 50 questions on the same thing. You know, like by the 5th problem, you're like, okay, you know, doing that, I got it. You know, like after the first few examples, you're like, I got how to do it, but there's 100 fucking more. What is this, standards? Like my hand is cramping, Mrs. Puffs! And you literally spend like an hour doing the same fucking thing 100 times. Repetitive assignments like that are a waste of time. Like, dude, by the 5th problem, I got it. But there's 50 more? This sucks giraffe tits. The other types of homework I despise is the ones that are completely irrelevant from the test. Like you do all the homework assignments, I never do, but people do all the homework assignments, and then the day of the test they're like, you know, none of these questions are on the test, professor, like, I don't remember, yeah, because, you know, they want to make it critical thinking tests, or whatever it is, and even those ones are fucking bullshit, because there's some that I run across and I'm like, okay, answer A makes sense, but so does answer B, and I shit you not, there's been a time where I've called the teacher over, I've explained to him exactly why I think it could be answer A and B, and the guy says, oh, I see how you got that. I can see why you think that. And I'm sitting there like, so which one would it be? It would be which one would I put? And he goes, I'll put it to you this way, one's a little bit more correct than the other. One's a little more correct than the other. Nice job on your critical thinking test. So I might as well not even fucking do the homework if it's not going to be on the test. I might as well study or critically think at home, whatever the hell that means. Number 5, a lot of students complain about repetitions, like I'm not retaining any information. You know, some of the homework assignments are fucking completely made up, completely irrelevant shit from the material. Like, yes, I could look at it and copy it down. You know, copying shit down doesn't mean I'm learning anything. Because when it comes to the actual test or whatever, you actually have to solve a problem. So the homework has, like, nothing to do with it. But to prepare you for the test, it doesn't actually serve a purpose. So you Google shit on your own. Like, haven't you ever heard of example problems, example essays on books you have to read or whatever? You might as well Google all that stuff to be prepared for the test than the homework or whatever. Because it's not plagiarism, it's influence. And the ones I really hate is when the teacher assigns you homework that's like completely out of fucking line. Sometimes it'll be an extra credit thing, but the assignment is like, take a fucking family trip to the Grand Canyon, grab a fucking boulder, stand on the very edge, roll it off the cliff, measure its fucking velocity and momentum when the sun's at a 45-degree angle on a Tuesday morning when the cattle come home. Way too grand for just 5 measly extra credit points. You do this whole piss bowl soup of a thing, and it's only worth like 5 points. Like half the class doesn't even do it anyway. They just fucking bullshit about their experience or how to solve the problem or what they learned for those 5 points. No one actually goes out and does it. Because now it's not fucking homework, it's take a whole day's trip work. Waste an entire day outside work. And that's the last point. Some teachers are just a little too lazy, so sometimes they'll go, oh, you don't have any homework today, class, or you could do your homework in class. Well, it's not called homework anymore, it's called classwork. Let's get that straight. But honestly, evaluate your points, because I know so many dumb people in class who'll cry about it and go, I've done like all the homework assignments, and I still have a D+ in the class. Well, you should have realized what they were worth. Professor, is this part of the homework going to be on the test? No shit, is this your first time in class? Like, when are you ever going to ask the teacher and he's going to be like, oh, the homework questions? No, they're not going to be on the test whatsoever. The test is completely irrelevant to the homework assignments I'm giving. Like, when's it really gonna be that? And which is funny because sometimes it is, sometimes like nothing on the test is part of the homework. You know, they'll give you another, oh, well, you know, I tried to make it more critical thinking or whatever the fuck bullshit reason they have. Honestly, homework in general, at least in America, sucks. Sometimes you'll get those awesome teachers, those awesome assignments, homework assignments where you're literally like, shit, like I did learn, you know, it's straight to the point, I aced the test, I retained the information, it's good, the way it's written, perfect. God bless those moments. Otherwise, it's fucking cat poop salad.
Alright. We're going to take a break. We'll be right back. Alright, finally tonight, our last Game Break Classic, all about the high school stereotypes. Back in April of 2018 during our first season, we focused in on the high school stereotypes, from the liar to even something that you might not know, to even the stonewall, to even the detention kid. Well, take a look at this.
I was at the party. I drank like 2, 3, 10 freaking bottles, man. Our school is seriously the best. You guys see that football game last night? Man, I would have played so much better that third quarter. I don't give a fuck about that assignment. I finished the whole essay last night. I tapped her, dog. I'm telling you, she's the one who called me. Hey, you think I can copy last night's homework? If I finish it today, can I turn it in early? Wait, so like, Earth is spinning? But what is it spinning on? See, I don't like Adele's voice. Bro, Stephanie wants it, bro. She just wants the D, bro. Like, she let me borrow a pen, and she was like, keep it. She fucking wants it. And like, what do you mean after school? Was it something I did? Is something you said? I'm just so sad right now. You never know how someone feels on the inside. I don't need college, man. I'm already selling that good shit. My parents are literally the worst. Like, they took away the brand new TV and car that they bought me just because I threw a party and set the living room on fire. Can you, like, not? Man, why I gotta be sent to the office again? I didn't do shit. I didn't say this is bullshit. I can't wait to go home and drink. Bro, I knocked him out, man. He didn't even step. It was after school, bro. I just knocked him out. Huh? What? So I slept with Derek in his car, and then I slept with Tom, and his friends found out because of that Snapchat I sent all of them, but it's okay because I fucked all his friends too. Hey, you think I should text her after school? Can we leave early today so I can go home and sleep? We broke up. Like, I'm so done with guys. I'm really done with all the dumb-ass guys that ask me out. Hey, yo, girl, let me get your number. Okay. Can we please graduate already?
Yeah, right. Alright. Alright, we're gonna be out of time. I'm gonna throw in a bonus just for you. Here's a bonus.
You wild tulips asked me to do a rant on pep rallies. It's been a while since I've been to a pep rally, but point number one is, come on, let's be serious. It's a place for all the horny guys to go and stare at the girls in their cheerleading outfits. Hey, look, Megan's got the nicest ass. The girls, for some reason, seem to be so spirited. Like, you know, you're gonna graduate and leave the school. I don't know how much school pride you can have. As if they helped build it brick by brick. And their choices of music are awful. It's always like whatever is hip and popular on the radio, and you have to sit through it like this, looking like some stupid sheep. It's a place where everyone just sits down as friends and complains about school. Which realistically, I don't even know why people would complain while they're going to school. Like in these pep rallies, they'll sit down and be like, oh, you know, my tits are sore, my classes are hard. You have starving African kids running from like 3 cheetahs with no legs trying to get food, and you're over here complaining about like, oh, how your teacher had attitude today or something. You know, like at one point they're like this. Oh my god, Lindsay, like our school is the best. And then the next minute they're like this. Oh my gosh, I don't want to be here. Like, I hate this place already. I don't know about you, but I never found the dances at these pep rallies so amazing. As if I'm watching Cirque du Soleil. It's your basic, like, our school rocks, the other teams suck. But one of the reasons why I won't complain fully about pep rallies is because it gets you out of class. Come on, guys. Who doesn't want to have an excuse to just get out of class? Any change of scenery from, okay guys, follow the notes on the book, is good for me. Everyone sits accordingly in these pep rallies. Like the jocks are all together, the douchebags are all together, the popular girls are all together, the chess clubs are all together, all the little pawns, and the fat kids are all together. And I always hated how they crammed us through the halls where you're walking behind like 5 other hippos. And then sometimes you have teachers, I don't know what they're talking about, they're on the mic, they're on the floor like, oh, okay class, today's, you know, most valuable cheerleader is Ashley Firmrack because, you know, her tits are the firmest. She's talking about God knows what in a place that echoes where you can't even understand her. Like, how much school pride can you have? People that built multi-million-dollar companies don't have that much pride. I literally sit there like this, making jokes with my friends until we're out of there. That's the most you could do. But it's funny because I think once, like, a certain group of girls get together in pep rallies, you know, like, there's certain friends that don't have class together, but then pep rallies, they can finally sit down together and then complain about, like, how Jake dumped her, all this stupid shit. And I'm forced to sit there and hear this side conversation where I can't really help it. They're talking right next to me, and I'm forced to listen to this crap. They're complaining and literally crying about the smallest things. But people in frickin' Siberia have to worry about their lungs freezing if they breathe in too deep. You have kids running in war zones, dodging bullets just to make it to fetch the water. And these spoiled teens complain about how their mom took off $5 of their $1,000 weekly allowance. Looks like you're gonna be uglier because that means less money for you to spend at the makeup store. Thanks guys so much for watching. Request me more rants and be doing more rants. We're gonna, yep, I'll see you.
That's all for Position Game Break Friday. We'll see you again tomorrow when we do our. We'll see you again next week. Follow us here, YouTube, and give me a break. Stop bullying, speak up, concentration, not strength. No jaywalking. Take care of yourself and each other. Good night.